Oh, man, it feels good to be back. It is time for the recap lunch hour with Guff. That's me, Ryne McGuffey, here on a Monday edition. Glad to be back with you guys. Appreciate you. Obviously, we were up at the lake last week, and then I had a curveball thrown at me late in the week and had to take a brief hiatus last week. If there was ever a week to do that, it'd be last week as the teams got back at it and played quite well over the weekend. 5-1 from the White Sox and Cubs. Cubs take 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox. White Sox, impressively, I know it's the Pirates, but anytime the White Sox get a sweep, it's actually impressive. When you outscore 27-7 any team, very impressive. So the White Sox, what I took away from the White Sox is that they actually might have multiple trade candidates, including Luis Robert, who maybe, just maybe, is kind of getting back to at least show one glimpse at the right time of who everybody thought he might be. Of course, this is all brought to you by Hooters. OriginalHooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Order.Hooters.com. Pick it up. Have it DoorDashed. It's all good. The OG wings, you guys know. Thank us later. It's Hooters, a proud partner of the Recap and the Recap Lunch Hour. So one question I want to know is, like, are you guys, and I see the chat's already lined up, I threw the question out there to start the show, more worried about what the Brewers are doing because they haven't lost since Andrew Vaughn has been a part of that team, which that's a podcast topic I'm going to tackle because I don't, the Andrew Vaughn's numbers are insane as a member of the Milwaukee Brewers. Also, the Milwaukee Brewers are just really good. I know there's been a lot of talk about worried about the Brewers, et cetera. When you're 59-40 and a half game back of being the best team in baseball, so maybe two of those teams are just right here in the same division. I'm still not worried about. I'm very much glued to this. I'm always I care more about what I'm doing than what someone else is doing. And so if I'm the Cubs, you just keep playing the games in front of you. You got the Kansas City Royals, who are not a very good baseball team. They're right around 500. They're 4 games under. They come into Wrigley Field tonight and start a 3-game series at Wrigley Field. I really like the matchup for the Chicago Cubs. Let's get to the comments. The real Phil Sims. Thank you. Appreciate you, buddy. Good series win against Boston. Should go 5-1 this week. Yeah, the Brewers clearly are not going anywhere. Okay? And that's fine. That is fine. I don't expect them to go anywhere. But if you just take care of business, of course, big week for the Cubs. You know, the White Sox come back home, quote unquote home, this week. That series is at Wrigley Field. I'm sorry. We have the Crosstown series at the rate later this week. So really good week for the Cubs, in my opinion. Jed and Carter better step up and handle business. Not the time to half step. I don't expect that to happen. I think, and I saw John Morosi this morning on MLB Network. The Cubs have guys everywhere. They have scouts everywhere. Cap said it yesterday on the Cubs recap after they lost to the Red Sox. Cubs scouts are everywhere. And why wouldn't they be? This thing is going, I still am looking forward to seeing, is there a team that's going to admit who they, like, are the Angels, and like the Angels don't have a lot of great talent, but like the Rangers are still 500. Are they going to admit anything? If the Guardians, Twins, and Royals, who I think should all be selling, okay, the Orioles will be in a brief sell mode. The Rangers are interesting. You know, the Marlins have crawled all the way back to within 6 games of 500, which is crazy. I was dead on about the Braves all along. They're 12 games under. The Nationals would sell. The Pirates, of course, would sell. The rest of the divisions above 500. The Diamondbacks are the other one. They've won, of course, they were 4 games under, looking like sellers. Now they've won 4 in a row. They're 50-50. That, to me, is the best matchup. Merrill Kelly, Eugenio Suarez. Thank you, Landon. Appreciate you. Jess, appreciate you as well. Thank you. Brewers might be a thorn in our side, but we need to take care of business at home. Jed, sounds like he will, but when? Only 10 days left. Here's the thing. If you saw 3, 4, 5 other teams out there making big trades right now and the Cubs are sitting on their hands, then I think we have a discussion. But the market is what it is. And I think there's teams out there going, I'm ready to call your bluff. You want that package? I'll call your bluff. The Cubs have told teams, look, there's no one untouchable here. You want Owen Casey? Let's talk. But let's not be irrational. Wife and I were there Saturday night, and Shota was next level. Shota has proven he's a top 2 guy. Suarez, Keller, Bender puts the Cubs as serious World Series contenders. I think so. I think any of that makes sense. Phil, Jed better act like his job's on the line because it is. See Buster Posey. I don't think Jed's going to do one of those things where he's coaching for his job. Or coaching. He's going to make trades to save his job. I don't see that. Jed is a calculator. Dude, I love Jed. I do. If Jed's been allowed to do what he's supposed to do, he'll get the trades done. I've been confident for 2 months on this show. The Cubs are going to make some big moves. Eric, good to see you, buddy. Good start to the homestand. Now let's see. Take 2 out of 3 from Kansas City. Keep winning games. 10 days away. Jed better start. Everyone's doing the countdown. Everyone's doing the countdown. I get it. There are 10 days left. Okay? There are 10 days left. There are 10 days left for everybody. And if you're like, when you stack everything up, Brewers, Cubs have the assets to go make big trades and add money. Brewers are sitting there going, we got Andrew Vaughn. Now, Andrew Vaughn's been really good, and I like Andrew, and I'm happy for him. I don't think it'll stay, but we'll see. Lunch hours on trade watch, hug watch, as we like to say, hug watch. Brewers are playing really good baseball. I mean, they've won 9 in a row. If I'm the Cubs, just focus on one game at a time and try not to look who's behind you. Cubs are a good team, just need pitching. Cubs are a great team. What's going on, Becky? Need to sweep case. Becky's not okay with a 5-1 week. She wants a 6-0 week. Jess, hard to sweep when we've lost Steele and JMO. As long as we're winning the series for now, that might be the best we can do until Jed finds a new starting. Jess, as always, absolutely nailed it. I totally agree. There's Big Al. Becky, the White Sox will surprise the Cubs. They'll win a game. I actually agree with that. I still owe my guy Chef Paul a pizza. 2 pizzas, I think. This team is not as bad as everyone thinks. I know Pitt is not good, but these kids can play. I like that the White Sox had a team meeting Friday before the series. You know who led that team meeting? Mike Tauchman. And everybody who thinks the White Sox are just going to hand him over, like, look, it's Mike Tauchman. He's not. He put one in the river over the weekend. I'm not asking. It's not Juan Soto. But he has a year of control left after this year. If you think you're coming in here giving him a bag of balls for Michael Tauchman, no, it's not happening. Let's all root for Seattle and Miami this week. Brewers will likely kill the Marlins, though, says Thomas. It's okay to root for the other teams. Root for the Cubs. Just root for the Cubs, the TCB. Take care of business. They definitely have to play well this week since they play 3 in Milwaukee next week in the 5-game series in August. That should be a fun atmosphere in Milwaukee, right? That should be fantastic. Mike, it's got to be frustrating that no matter what the Cubs do, the Brewers are just somehow better. It drives me crazy. Right now, the record says they're the same. The Cubs have a better offense. I am not worried about the Brewers because the Cubs are one of the best teams in baseball, and they have issues. Yeah, the Cubs have been interested in Charlie Morton, who's pitched better since late April. Charlie Morton is one of the better postseason pitchers of this current era. Okay? He has been really, really good as one of the better postseason pitchers. He's 41 years old, so you're not getting, folks, like, let's not go crazy if they get somebody like that, okay? The only bats in Pittsburgh are the kind that get rabies. Woo! Damn, Jess. There's Godfather. Philly signed David Robertson. Now they're 4 tiers over the luxury tax. Owner wants to win. Ricketts doesn't. Okay, so let me ask you a question about David Robertson, because his name was floated around all of April. And he finally signs. All of this, he held out all year. What did he get? $3 million? Prorated $16 million for the remainder of the season, which is $5 to $6 million. Good for David Robertson for holding true to who he was. But I don't think he puts the Cubs over the top. I don't. Vaughn being good again pisses me off. Hopefully it's just a fluke. Well, if it pitches you, here's what I would say about that. If the only way to get pissed about it, I would say it's a White Sox thing. Because if he's doing that well and ends up taking off to be the player that everyone thought he'd be in Chicago, then I'm looking at the development team. I understand why you're pissed, baseball tossed. Sean, Brewers will lose again. How sweep it is, Jim, talking about the White Sox. Bird Dog, big prayers up for Rhino. The recent news doesn't sound good at all. I don't have an inside track on the Rhino stuff. I do know when you have Kerry Wood and John Lester at the games over the weekend wearing Ryne Sandberg jerseys, we got the Rhino update, I think, Thursday or Friday. Jed Hoyer started his session with a pretty emotional tribute to Rhino. Not great. I love Ryne Sandberg. Have met him multiple times. Just one of the awesome people. If you take the baseball player away and then you put the baseball player in part of it, he's one of the best of all time. What do you think of the White Sox draft? Jay, I've said this before about baseball drafts. I don't know. I don't. I don't have the education of scouting amateur baseball because it's all about draft and development. And if you look at, you can go back to 10 drafts. Let's play recent. Look at how many misses are in there, not just by the White Sox, but by every team in baseball. There are so many misses. It's so hard. You're getting a guy, 18. I mean, look at the Nationals. They drafted a 17-year-old. 17, number 1 overall. How could you possibly know? How could you possibly? I mean, 4 years from now, he'd still be the youngest player in the game. Dan goes Sox. Sean, Cardinals might be sellers now. See, that's what I'm looking. If the Cubs win tonight, 60 wins. If Cubs win tonight, 60 wins. I'm confused by that comment. Oh, if the Cubs win tonight, that's their 60th win. My bad. Yeah, they'd be 60-40 after 100 games. How about that? 100 games already. I said the Brewers won 9 in a row earlier. They've won 10 in a row. Pretty impressive sweep of the Dodgers. Dodgers should have got that game yesterday if you watched the end of that game. Back to the Cardinals sellers. You know, I'm looking. There should be a team out there that's over 500 that does make a move to sell. That feels like, it looks like we're right here, but we're really not. I wonder who that'll be. There's usually one. Happy Monday, Jim. Just finished a look at Jim back on the bike. Good to have that, buddy. Great ride. Feeling good. Freaking humid. Well, it's only going to get worse this week, my friend. It's going to be really hot. Middle to late this week. Whatever happens this year when the smoke clears, Ricketts ain't signing Tucker or anyone else. They sign at the deadline. Oh, God, Father. It's just so good to have you back, buddy. I hope you're doing well, too. Pablo, I know it's a sweep of a terrible team, but I'm happy the kids on the south side are learning how to finish off a team and not hope for 2 out of 3. Agreed. They are still terrible, but these games can help. All you want at this point, is this team taking off, having a good second half, and knowing a lot about your young guys. I did not see anything about Jarren Duran being traded as of yet. So at some point, folks, it's going to happen. We're going to be out there, and someone's going to make a big trade. I'm glued to Twitter here. Just making sure. Nothing as of right now. Jess, here, I'll help Jed. Offer nutting 20,000 bobbleheads for another promotional deal to sweeten the deal for Keller. Mike, Cubs owners are going to hold Jed back. If Cubs do nothing, they will collapse. Mike, I hope you're here when the Cubs do something too. So at least the people who have skepticism, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Skepticism is okay. Recency bias. I understand it. I think they're going to make a big move. Braden Myers to Cubs, pitcher snag. Did you catch a cold in the middle of summer? Do I sound different, Pablo? I feel good, buddy. No cold for me. No cold for me. Tommy better be ready to open the books to Tucker if Owen Casey is sent out. I would expect Casey to be as good as gone. I mean, he even spoke to Gordon at the deadline, or at the All-Star break that's in the latest Cubs podcast. If you haven't listened to it, he kind of expects to be traded. Do you think the Cubs can go bring back Tauchman? Becky's been asking about that. There's Mike saying Tauchman's a good player. Yeah, I think the Cubs could. But again, I think if you're going to trade for Tauchman, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Cubs go get Adrian Hauser and Mike Tauchman. Well, I've been saying that for a month. Godfather from Pablo, hope you're doing well. Always hoping good things for our great Godfather of the Recap Lunch Hour family. Morton is the kind of crap they will sign. It'll be so Ricketts. Diamondbacks ain't selling. I'm here to tell you I think they should. They're 8 games back in the West. They're 4.5 back in a wild card. They're chasing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams currently in the wild card. They're behind 6. They should sell. We need Cabrera and a reliever. Cabrera's got an elbow. He's going to pitch this week. I would expect a big-time scout presence at that game. Harry Teinowitz passed away. Good sports commentator, taxi driver Bob. Appreciate you hopping in on here on the show. Yeah, we definitely gave a tribute to Harry last week when we were all together out at the lake. One of the good dudes, not just in this business, but always cared, always had a smile on his face, always wanted to know how you were doing. So rest in peace to Harry Teinowitz, and prayers, thoughts, and love to his family. Mike, boy, would like to see the Cubs win 10 straight. It would be fun, wouldn't it? Ryan Helsley might be traded, says Sean. Hey, Guff, for all the Cubs haters out there, relax these next 3 months. We'll determine how great the Cubs can be as a team, and if we get the correct players by the trade deadline, then I'm all in. Go Cubs. I just think Braden Myers. Did I spell that wrong? Braden Myers. Oh, is he the kid? Yeah. I think the Cubs have the best offense in baseball. I do. I think the Cubs have the best offense in baseball. Duran would look good on the north side, no doubt about it. Ricketts isn't holding Jed back. They're all in. Godfather, 120,000 fans this weekend, 115 to park, 70 for a dog and a beer, and we want Charlie Morton. What a joke. See, I love him. Elbow, crap. Yes, but he's not. So he's pitching with it, which sometimes I know. Clyde, welcome back, dude. What's up, man? I'm not ignoring you, so hopefully you see this comment. Got done with 17 hours of work yesterday. My guy, take a break, my man. Take a break. Maybe go to Hooters to take your break. They have great lunch specials every day from 11 to 3. The OG wings, the boneless wings, the burger, the underrated burger. I'm telling you, folks, it's a good place to get a burger. But this month, they have the snow crab legs at $14.99 a pound. It's insane that that's even possible here in this great city and great area. The Big Daddy mugs, delish. Sam Adams Summer Ale, Mango Cart. Of course, that Michelob Ultra for that beach bod. Big Kona Wave. Order.hooters.com. That'll get you your order straight to your door via DoorDash, or you can pick it up, have a Big Daddy mug, or maybe that Repo Rita that's $8. It's the drink of the month. All month long at Hooters, proud partner of the Recap and the Recap Lunch Hour. OriginalHooters.com. Love having Hooters a part of our partnership here at the Recap. You were sniffling before. Glad to hear you're good now. Do the Sox trade Luis? Yes. I didn't know I was sniffling, by the way. If he starts to pick it up, I wonder if they will think of him as worth keep. No. Trade. Swayze, what's up? I heard Haas say the Cubs should trade Casey to the Marlins for 7+ ERA Alcantara, and they should also trade for Gallen. 2 bad calls by him, in my opinion. Cubs should stay away from both. Swayze, I agree with you. I think I would rather go after at least 3 other pitchers right now. I know the guy's got a Cy Young in his case, but I'm just being honest. I would aim for something better because I think there's better out there. Thanks, chat, for the well wishes. Still waiting for my results. Podcast helps get my mind off of the bad stuff. Godfather, we love you. You're with us always. When you're here, when you're not, we're always thinking of you, my man. Yes, Harry Teinowitz, Jimmy, unfortunately passed away last week. If the Cubs have the best offense, how come they only scored 1 run? Because Garrett Crochet is one of the best pitchers in baseball. I mean, and it's baseball. So the White Sox scored 27 runs in 3 games. Are they one of the better offenses in baseball? No. You can get shut down. It happens. Terry, the Rhino news is a punch in the gut for him and his family. Guys, please, if you're over 40, go get the blood test for prostate cancer. It could save your life and only takes a minute. Terry, love the PSA here, my friend. I mean, I should take note of this as well. 100%. 100%. Terry, that PSA is worth it, my friend. Don't forget Northwest Indiana Hooters Portage, Cherville, Maryville, my son's and my future favorite place to eat besides my girlfriend's cooking. Oh, I like it. Don't want to make her upset. Don't rock the boat. Nolan Arenado will eventually get traded. What's he doing this year? Last I checked, he was just kind of and he's owed a pretty good sum of money. He's signed through 2027. So saying that he's going to get traded this year, I don't think is I certainly don't think it's definitive. He's hitting 241, an OPS of 680, which is the worst of his career. He's got 10 homers and 42 RBI. Who's signing up for that? I know he plays good defense. He's owed roughly $12 million this year, $27 million next year, which paid $5 million is paid by the Rockies. So hang on for a second. So $5 million is paid by the Rockies. 37. He's owed roughly $50 million. Who's taking that? All right. Hey, let's have the PSA part of the show. I'm always up for making sure you get your screenings done. Mammograms, prostate, colon. Get your physical if you don't do that. Come on, people. We want to be around here. Count me in as somebody who wants to be here as long as I can. Matt Farrington, Ben Brown in town today. Should be interesting to see what happens with him for the rest of the year. Yeah, you're just you kind of think it's like, what are we doing with Ben Brown that he could be part of a trade? Speaking of Ben Brown, I haven't really looked him up in a while. I know he's back to pitching in the minor leagues. Let's see here. Minor league stats. He is 1-0. He's only pitched in 2 games, 9 innings, only allowed to run. I know they're protecting him because he could be part of big trades. Jay, if you were Jed Hoyer, what players are you trading for at the deadline? So hard to predict trades. We've said a lot of these names at nauseam. Merrill Kelly and Eugenio Suarez are the 2 guys. Like if the Cubs can figure out how to package both, they should absolutely go ahead and do that. Harry and Spike were funny yet critical of sports. R.I.P. Harry from Clyde, no doubt. Congrats, Jordo. I am to go to state softball. Oh, okay. Becky, heard that Assad might get traded and Wicks. Becky, don't get too attached to every single trade rumor because you'll be sitting here going crazy over it. All right, bet of the day. So last week, not only did we shut the show down for a couple of days, our last show was at Wednesday when we were in the water. We didn't even give a bet of the day out. So we are back. We are back. Clean slate, moving forward. Didn't even count last week. July, we're 3-7. We got to get back on. I really like this spot for the Cubs today. I know it's going to be a spot start. The Royals are one of the worst scored. The White Sox have scored more runs than the Kansas City Royals. Believe it or not. The Chicago White Sox have scored more. And I'm not talking recently. I'm talking this season. Royals have a really tough time scoring runs. Not a good formula for a ballpark and an offense that really likes to hold teams in. And the Cubs usually explode because I think they're a top 6 offense in baseball at home. Plus 150 here. I think it's all about the pitching, which is why you're getting this number. I like this matchup right here for the Cubs. I think it's a good week for the Cubs to get fat. It feels like, even in a worst case scenario, 4-2 gets you your 2 more games over. You'd be 21 over, but obviously anything better than that, and you're taking off. So the Cubs run line of -1.5 is where we're going here today. I like it a lot. Big fan of this prop today. Cubs laying the run line at -1.5. Is he still leading the Cubs in strikeouts? Good question. Cade Horton might be up there. Oh, let's see here. Let's take a look. Who leads the Chicago Cubs in strikeouts? Team, player, pitching. Strikeouts. Matthew Boyd has now overtaken Ben Brown. Matthew Boyd at 102. How about that? I said Cade Horton, by the way. That was a terrible pick. He's 6th. And Colin Ray's 4th. So, yeah, there you go. Start bench cut. July's almost over. Best Chicago sports event that is must before the summer's over. Start Elvis night, bench Cubs game. Cut buying recap lunch hour tank tops. Where are they? Yeah, I got to get on with my guys at Clark Street Sports and see what's going on. We got to do a better job promoting the line and the merch. We should be taking advantage of summer. I like it. Fighting for the pennant, throwing a bullpen game. What's going on? Guff, so you think the Cubs going 2 out of 3 at least? 1,000%. Aviators are ready and waiting for a big night tonight. I always got him here for you. Jordo, Sonny Gray might be great to have on the north side. Do you pay a tax when you trade with the Cardinals who are over 500 and then have to tell their fan base we're trading away our assets to the Cubs? Probably. I know we're in the middle of baseball fever, but Bears training camp. What are you looking forward to seeing, Guff? First of all, football. Just getting those guys back. I want to see the Ben Johnson regime off and running. That's what I'm looking forward to see. Ben Johnson taking this offense to new heights. I'm most looking forward to that. Accountability, leadership, things we've been begging for around here. I want to see the O-line be a solid unit the entire season. Pablo, that's a great one. Boyd has been awesome. What a good pickup. Yeah, I remember when they signed him, I was like, Says a lot for the Cubs at this time of year. The only thing Chicago was looking forward to was Caleb Williams. What a difference a year makes, no doubt. Matthew Boyd MVP, you can make an argument, but the offense has been so damn good. Michael Bush should start every day. Justin Turner should only come off the bench. I don't think I disagree with that at all. Agreed, Pablo. If I see a great O-line, the Bears should be in great shape. And then what about Caleb? Of course, we need to see Caleb take a huge step in year 2. I know it's a new offense. It's not an easy schedule. No more excuses. This offense has protection up front. It has great skill positions. And it's got one of the best coaches and young minds in the game. Time to step up. Time for the spotlight to go to Caleb Williams. And when you're a quarterback and your quarterback as talented as Caleb, that spotlight does not scare you. So I'm looking forward to see. There's a lot. I feel like this town's full of Caleb haters. And that sounds crazy because I do. There's 2 easy streets to drive down. There's the love and the hate. It's very close to 50-50. But I think there's a lot of people out there with Caleb skepticism for sure. Looking forward to Ricketts not owning the Bears. You talking about McCaskey there, my friend? If we could get Caleb out of playing hero ball, when I say that, I mean by holding the ball too long, they should be okay. Yeah, I'm with you, Jordo. Come on, Clyde. Truly a year, make or break year for Caleb. Still think he's got it. Exciting football this year. 100%. Dude, I still can't believe he had the year he had last year with that complete chaotic mess of a coaching staff. It's actually crazy to me that he had that decent of a year. In your best Kimball voice, the Sox swept the series. I love it, Landon. I love it. And there's the bet of the day. The Cubs run line at -1.5, +150. It's time. It's post All-Star break now. We're about to zero out the year to date, by the way. Okay? Year to date, in our first year of doing this show, speaking of which, that's actually a thing. It's coming up. Our first year of doing this show, we're about to start over at 0 again. We got football. Come on now. Come on. Appreciate you guys greatly. Good to be back with you all. Thank you for your continued support of this fine program. Our channel here at the Recap that's always full of content. And as news breaks, we'll be here for you. The Cubs make a big move. We will go live for you. The Cubs podcast will be ready to rock. The Recap podcast with Cap and Gordon. And with Bears coming up right around the corner, folks, it's time to make our move. We got a lot of content to come. Appreciate you, Jess. Are we having lunch at training camp soon, Guff? That's funny you say that, Jess. I'm trying to work that out. It won't be this Friday. Get the kinks worked out on the first day, but I will let you guys know about that. +150 Godfather means if you bet $10, you get 15 back. Okay. +100 is even. $10 bet, $10 win. They always put it in 100. So if you bet $100, you win 150. If it was -150, you'd have to bet 150 to win 100. This gambling lesson brought to you by sponsor to be named here. Appreciate you guys greatly. Thank you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Go out and enjoy this beautiful day. If you're in the Chicago area, and if you're not, I hope it's beautiful by you. Your presence is the best part of this show. And we thank you very much. And we thank Hooters, our fine partner of the Recap and the Recap Lunch Hour, originalhooters.com. Order.hooters.com to have it delivered straight to your door, or you could pick it up, have one of those Big Daddy mugs. Thank you. We'll do it again tomorrow. Cubs, -1.5, folks. That's the bet of the day. Have a great day.